Hey loves, how are you? I wasn't actually planning on coming on now, but the energies have been so incredibly intense. It felt necessary to address some of what's been coming up. And to be very clear, there is just a lot of major shifting happening. I know we're building up to the eclipse coming on Monday, and you can definitely already sense the energies, and they've been building over the last few days. My ear is literally popping on my left side, which used to happen when I first started the channel and the masculines wanted to speak. My ears would pop heavily. I'm going to just share the energies that have been coming in. It feels like a very deep sense of dissatisfaction in the energetic systems, a sense and energy of feeling stifled and suffocated. And there's a building and building and building of an energy, almost like an earthquake or, say, a volcano, where the energy reaches a pinnacle point and it just cannot hold itself back any longer. It does feel that regardless of how you identify, you may be feeling it in your system, but it does feel heavily connected to the masculine collective as it's coming through for me in the energetics. But there's a definite building between the counterparts and in the overall major collective energies. There was a pocket or a moment where I was thinking some of what I was experiencing was just pertaining to me personally, but I've had multiple conversations with multiple different people who are definitely experiencing um, some intensity around these situations and in the energies. So it's become very clear to me that this is a much broader collective energy that is happening at this time. Okay. It very much has that energy of a very abrupt opening, expansion, a lot of clearing out of distortion. Yesterday, I was receiving downloads around some work to do with you guys in the sacred circle of love around clearing out the energetic distortion between the counterparts and also within the general twin flame collective and the energies that have been associated with some of those twin flame dynamics that have kept some people entrapped in those energetics or in the distortion, asking to restore us back to our true original nature in our sovereign energies, okay, on this planet within ourselves. So there's quite a bit coming up. Um, and I've been talking recently about like the truth really coming to fruition. So each and every one of us that chooses to align with our highest timeline, asking to align with our highest truth, and we're willing to look at the good and the bad, the ugly and the beautiful, the light and the dark, and we're willing to work with tempering our energies and essences within this without needing to run, without needing to chase, without needing to wall, without needing to freeze off, but standing in our truth, setting healthy boundaries, learning what works for us as individuals. This is what actually allows us to reset into relationships in a new way, in the new energy where we're each coming as sovereign whole beings. And then we're working together in the new energies versus the energies of the past, let's say pre 2020, and, what we've been working on in between is really those dynamics on our planet were really set up in a more codependent way where we were in a space where we were needing to rely on others. This is more about moving into those interdependent energies. And my ear is popping so much. I really feel like, okay, I think I'm just going to honor that and bring in some messages and let's see what wants to come through. This feels connected to that opening within the heart and the high heart. It's moving up through the higher chakras. So the deeper we stabilize in and onto the earth, right, through the lower chakras and into the earth star, we're also equally able to expand upward through the heart and through the higher heart and the heart upper chakras into the soul star. And it's really truly internally what I'm sensing is that we're reaching this pivotal point as we're moving into those depths of our inner union, that we're opening up right through the heart and the core. The more and more we're dropping into acceptance and we're surrendered to our highest timeline and taking action steps to um show that we are in alignment with what we've been asking for, right? So it's a combo of surrender and action, surrendering to those highest energies, but also taking steps forward to show that we have become the people that are able to sustain these higher level energies. And what's happening is it's allowing our systems to truly open up to prepare to receive that and the results of all of the work that we've been doing. So this is a big part of what's happening within these recalibrations. And as we're recalibrating to where we are now, it's opening up major areas, major pockets to be cleaned up and recalibrated, especially if we've had any areas that were frozen still or closed off that we were unaware of. If there's anyone within the dynamic who was more closed down, it feels very much so that that is not able to occur anymore, that these energies are opening very naturally because we're stepping into our natural nature. And by virtue of standing and stabilizing into our truth, this energy is opening up. So it feels really important to check in with yourself to see if there's any areas of resistance, and then allow yourself to drop into a deeper level of acceptance of whatever is. Just continuing to ask to align with your highest divine order and alignment, anchoring into the truth, and continuing to move into your own sovereignty and love. Okay. These are some very powerful practices that allow us to surrender. We can hold the space for our truth, but we can also be willing to say, okay, maybe there is some room for mistakes or human error. So I know what I feel my truth is, but I'm still open if there's another higher perspective that I'm not seeing. And it doesn't mean that you're wrong, but maybe there's more to add to it. And this feels important because to me, I don't know about you, but it feels like there is a lot happening right now. And it feels important to allow yourself to receive the signs and the syncs and the messages. But it also feels as equally important to allow yourself to let go of the attachment to those almost as quickly as you let yourself receive it. Feel and receive the energy and the support of it, but let go of the attachment to what you think it actually means, right? In the sense that what's coming through and why this is important is because we're transmuting out of the old stories. Okay. We can have our meanings, but it's also important that we allow space for the new beginning, the new fresh start, and the new stories that are ready to come, the new energies, the connections, the ways that we're going to move into how things are now. Because I've said this many times, whatever it was in the past, it was, but where are we now? Who are you now as a being? And how is that serving and supporting what you want to create and focus on in the present moment? Because if you have changed, which I know that you've transformed on some levels, if you're remotely connecting with and resonating with this channel. And so that means the people who are connected to you most likely are going through some forms of change if they're going to remain connected to you in any substantial form. Okay. So keep allowing yourself to expand, but also keep allowing yourself to be open to new, fresh perspectives every single day and moment, because this is part of that ascension and evolution process. And When I say that, it doesn't mean you have to change your beliefs. It doesn't mean you're going to. It simply means that you're not so attached and rigid into what you know right now. You're still open to room for growth and expansion, which is what life and growth is about. Okay. I want to see if we can bring in any other specific messages around this. And let's see what we have here. Okay. Okay. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, which to me is immediately speaking about how we've been coming into that inner alignment. And what it's doing is actually triggering the renegotiation of our contracts as we're truly embodying what we've originally asked for. And what's happening, as I'm sensing, is that things are getting realigned into those higher alignments. Because as we know, we've been in these processes of unraveling out of the codependent and karmic contracts and allowing ourselves to anchor into and prepare for what we actually came here for. And when these two cards came out together, they're speaking to me about multiple things. And mostly it's about this embodiment of our true energy and essence, restoring and reclaiming our true, entire, energetic life force energy from our soul, from any places we were fragmented. We're calling that home, and we're transmuting anything that isn't actually in alignment with our truth and really truly embodying into our true natural nature. And this is a very powerful place to be. And what I'm sensing is like the embodiment happens. She's embodied, that opens up that freedom, right? That we're talking about, that sovereignty. And as this soul energy opens and expands, it's like she's hitting the drum and it's activating that deeper level of purification and initiation in this sound. We've been talking about the voice, right? Voice and sacred voice and sound. However, this comes through, whether it's through an instrument, through your voice, the activation of the sound is sending out the call to restore the truth and to restore the natural nature of our energy, of our planet, and of our beingness. This is what's coming through, okay? And I'm feeling a very beautiful primal earth drum energy coming through. I love that. Like the heartbeat of Mother Earth is we're connecting deeper and deeper and deeper into our truth, into our physicality, and staking our own true claim on our physical bodies, on our physical life, and aligning with what we want and what we know is true for ourselves, and allowing ourselves to clear out anything that isn't supporting these essences and energies of our own true full presence and alignment on planet Earth, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, resources, relationships, all of those parts that make this experience human and physical and present. This is what we are here to do, to embody into all of who we are, all of it. Okay, loves. So reclaiming your body is reclaiming your home, reclaiming your cells, your space, your heart, right? Your truth inside of you, staking your claim and your energy space on Mother Earth, with Mother Earth, in your co-creative life force energies and essences. My ear stopped popping since bringing through this message. Okay, loves. So however you choose to do this. And I love that this is coming through, because today I do have that on, after this video, I'm about to go into the New Earth Entrepreneur Group. And I've been wondering where it's headed. And mostly right now, it feels like if you guys want to work one on one, in those energies around your own new earth entrepreneur energies and essences, you can just book a one-on-one of the coaching session and we can dive into whatever you want. But I think that's important that, yes, I know I have different sessions, but at the end of the day, whatever it is that you're wanting support with, you can just book that one-on-one coaching and we can explore whatever topics are coming up for you. You don't have to wait for a specific group or a specific session. If I'm here talking about it, I'm here able to support you within that. Okay, loves? So I just wanted to make that clear in case some of you have been wondering, because I did get asked about a New Earth Entrepreneur one-on-one session. So we're just going to roll with it and keep it simple. Okay. All right. What else do we got? I want to pull an overall supportive message of how we can deepen into working with what's present right now, supporting and allowing ourselves to ground into these very intense energies. Friendship, support, fun, unity, and play. Ooh, so as you're experiencing the intensity of these energetics, especially, I would say I'm hearing for the Libras and the Aries, which makes sense because I'm a Libra and I've been definitely feeling them, making sure that you're finding time to connect with your friends, with your community, and making time to not just work, but hold space for yourself in these. Of course, you always know this, but also make sure that you're taking time to balance that out, rest, play, relax. Okay, there's a really beautiful creative energy coming through with the drumming, but just allowing yourself to connect. It's funny too, because the energies of these almost feel opposite, but letting yourself ebb and flow between these essences of taking time to rest and just be quiet and maybe contemplate with yourself or a friend, and then also allowing yourself to fully open up into the depths of your creation and your life force. Okay, and this goes along with where we're talking about those energies thawing out, right? They come up, they might feel kind of heavy, and as they thaw, it's reopening and releasing more of your life force energy back to you. So you may find that you have moments where you're really needing to rest, but then you also might equally find that you have lots of energy and it's needing a place to go. Okay, because you're reawakening parts of you that have been dormant. Okay, so make sure you're giving them a place to express and um, releasing the energy of feeling stifled and suppressed. Okay, in a way that feels supportive for you. All right, loves, we're going to leave it here. And I'm probably going to come back, in the next day or two. We'll see how things flow. I hope this was helpful on some level, even at the very least, to confirm to you that yes, the energies are quite intense right now. Lots and lots of shifting, and it feels really important to give it space to process and land. So if you're not having a lot of clarity in these particular moments, please know that this seems to be what we are navigating for a little bit. But it does feel very much so that as we hold space for things to reorganize and realign in the highest truth, that we are going to be getting clarity very soon, especially some bigger points of clarity coming in over the next 4 or 5 weeks. All right, loves, this is what I'm being shown. I hope it makes sense for you, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Love you. Bye.